Hello everyone. I actually have a project today. It's not often that I have a project that isn't like self-directed, something that I give to myself. I'll actually be working on a commission for a good friend of mine who has an earring business because she is going to be vending at Renaissance Fair this year, and I designed her earring cards in the past, and I really wanted to give her an updated version because she is going with a new theme. The theme being the Weeping Fae. She has different characters, there's lore, it's really fun. So I'm going to be doing some new earring cards for her with some of the characters that are a part of this lore for her business. I'm really excited about it. The designs are really cool. She came up with some really fun concepts, and I'm feeling very inspired. So because I have today off from my day job, I'm going to try to work on it. I already have some base sketches done on Procreate, but I really want to work on finalizing some line work today. I probably won't get to all of the pieces. I'm doing 3 of them, but I at least want to try to do the line work for 2. But I'm also going to try to spread it out a little throughout the day because I don't want to hurt myself. I found that when I push myself too hard, especially with digital art, it really takes a toll on my body, especially like my neck and my wrist. So we're going to spread it out a bit. So I'll probably start by going on a little walk, then probably heading to a cafe to work on some stuff. Here's a little preview of what I'm working on. That is one of them. Then there is this one and this one. These are all very rough, mostly just to get an idea of what colors I wanted to use and positioning, but I think each one's actually going to take me quite a bit of time because they're going to be a little more ornate, but this is actually a really good challenge for me. So this is the first one I completed over at the cafe. And this is the one that I just did. I decided not to do line work for the clothing yet since I'm still kind of deciding what I want to do. So I'll probably lay the colors down and do the line work last for those. Same for the other one. I am planning on adding a lot of little details, and I'm kind of just going to go with the flow for those, so I will probably do a little additional line work at the end. Decided to pop on in a slightly different spot and give a little update about how the commissions are going. They're going pretty well. I have all the line work finished and the flats for basically all the pieces, and one of them is actually pretty close to being finished. However, I've kind of hit a bit of a roadblock, mostly a skill block, honestly. And that is the clothing and the fact that it's going to be more ornate and more detailed. I'm just kind of unsure as to how to go about it. My brain doesn't know if it needs lines or if I should just go over with color and then go over it again and then add lines. I feel like I need to almost like look at some other people's work and just get a little inspiration and maybe also look at their methods a little bit. So I brought a little book to study. So it's this book right here. I actually got it for finding inspiration and studying other people's artwork. And it's full of so many different styles. It's honestly incredible. It was like, I want to say, yeah, it was like $45, which is expensive, but I hardly ever buy art books, and this one's incredible. So I'm going to look through it, get a little inspiration, and then try to continue working on these pieces. It is currently Monday. I would love to have them done by Friday. My friend honestly needs them pretty soon, not this weekend, but the weekend after. And since they're earring cards, she also needs time to print them. So I'm going to try to get to I'm going to try to get these to her as soon as possible. So I want to take a second to show some of the areas that I bookmarked and why I bookmarked them, especially while I'm working on this project. This piece is actually by an artist named Garant. You can see their information is actually on there, which is really nice. It also details what tools or mediums they use. But I bookmarked this one mainly because of, well, let's get that to focus there. Kind of these ornate details and patterns. I know that some of the characters that I'm doing are supposed to have slightly more ornate clothing, and so I thought that that was good inspiration. And then this piece here, I mainly bookmarked because she is wearing a lot of jewelry. I find it kind of difficult to paint metal and know exactly what it should look like, especially in some of the styles that I do. So I really wanted to see how other artists stylistically do that. So I'm feeling ready to go. So I'm gonna start working on those pieces. I might film a little bit of it, but I honestly just need to hunker down and focus so I can get these done in time. So it has been a bit since I have last vlogged, probably close to 2 weeks. And that is because I decided to really hunker down and finish those commissions. And I'd say I spent about 6 hours on each one. And I bounced around a lot and kind of split it up. But that's like, what, 18 hours total? Which honestly isn't terrible for 3 paintings. But it was still quite a bit to do in such a short time, while also balancing some stuff going on at my day job and in my personal life. So after that, I was feeling a little burnt out and decided to give myself like a week off of anything extra. And that was honestly the right call. I'm feeling a lot more rested. I got to take a whole weekend to myself. Usually I do art stuff on the weekend and work on my art business because I don't always have as much time during the week. So it was nice to really get to take a deep breath. But I have some stuff coming up this week. I will actually be helping my friend out at Faire, which I have some things to do regarding that. But before I talk more about that, I want to show you how the commissions turned out. This was the one that I finished first. He is supposed to be the archfey of adornment. So I wanted to make sure to add some jewelry, and all of them are supposed to be weeping because my friend's brand is called the Weeping Fae, and that is kind of the theme. So all of the fae are weeping. And because he is the Fae of adornment, I have Tears of Gold here. And next we have this one here. This might actually be my favorite of all of them. I love the green and the overgrowth and look. I believe this is the Archfey of Roots. And so wanted a lot of like old growth and like mushrooms. And I also wanted these like branching patterns. Yeah, this one was really fun. And last, we have the Archfey of Wonder. I lied. I think this one might be my favorite. I love the colors. I love all the purple. And honestly, all of these kind of taught me some new techniques and maybe a little bit of stylistic direction. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of how they all turned out. Now, the problem I have now is that I will be helping my friend table at Faire, and I'm super excited for that. But when you are tabling and helping like essentially work at the fair, you actually have like a dress code to follow. You have to, abide by the theme. And I've got some stuff. I've been to Renaissance Fair before, but I'm not sure that I want to wear any of the things I've worn in previous years. And I also want to kind of go along with her booth. I don't have that much time to throw something together. So I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to show you kind of what I'm going for. I will probably have to borrow some things from friends, but I at least need to get my base down. And just cross my fingers that it'll be good enough and not terrible. Sort of laid out all my options. This piece here I wore last year. It's actually very pretty, but I don't think it'll be the most comfortable to sit in all day. Whereas pretty much everything else here I got secondhand. I definitely want to wear this kind of white slip and probably this brown skirt. I did want to wear this black vest, but it's actually a little too big and looks a little awkward. So I think I'm going to go with my black corset belt. I think this might have to be it. I have a few other options, but this is simple. I know it'll work, and it won't have me overheating because it's going to be pretty hot outside in late July. So yeah, I think this is it. Honestly, this isn't exactly what I was envisioning. It's a little bit plain for my taste, but because it's kind of not last minute, but I wasn't necessarily planning a costume this year, and it's only for one day, and I'm helping, not necessarily just attending. I think this is fine. It falls within the requirements. I won't overheat in it. It's good enough. And sometimes that has to be the way it is. Good enough. Not perfect. So when I had a little moment of free time, I decided to do a little painting. Especially after doing a lot of digital work, it's kind of fun to get out some traditional painting supplies. And I've been wanting to really practice my gouache skills and had a spare little wooden panel that I decided I would use. Now I thought I'm going to give myself an hour for this painting. It's going to be plenty of time, despite having done no planning whatsoever and not even knowing what I really want to paint. Now an hour was definitely not enough, but I definitely feel like I warmed up my skills a little bit, and while I did not finish the painting, in fact it is very far from being finished, it was just nice playing around with some paint and allowing myself to have some low pressure time creating. And I think that's just something that is important for me to keep in my practice. As you can see, it's a bit messy behind me. I don't have time to get further on this, unfortunately. I thought an hour would be enough, but I forgot that paint needs time to dry, and I found myself getting pretty impatient and painting over things that weren't dry enough to paint over, creating some kind of muddiness. But I've got a skeleton there. I think I've got an idea of what I want to do. And if later I decide I don't want to finish it or I don't like it, I can just paint over it. And that's one of the nice things about wood panels and one of the nice things about gouache. But really what matters is that I set some time aside for myself, still learning things. And really the goal is just to do art, not necessarily create anything or make anything finished. So I'm happy that I did that. But I have to go. I will hopefully see you tomorrow.
Oh, I was like, wait. I could have just rotated it.
It is very gloomy outside today, but I just wanted to wrap things up, talk a little bit how Renaissance Fair went. I really wasn't able to get very much footage, and a lot of that just had to do with the fact that it was really busy, and also we weren't really supposed to have technology out if we were helping vendors and such. So I really didn't have my phone out a lot. Also, I really don't like filming strangers. Like even people in the background, I really want to respect people's like privacy and like whether or not they consent to be online. So that also makes it difficult when you're in a very crowded place. But I did include a little footage of the booth. Also, my friend looked lovely. Her costumes were amazing. And it was really cool getting to see my artwork on earring cards and also in the front of her booth. That was really touching to me. And it just felt really good, like the whole process going from starting the commission to seeing the final product and also what the final product was being used for was just really great, and kind of reminds me why I love doing art and sharing it with other people. And with that being said, I'm probably going to end the video here. I also want to mention that I will probably not post at all in August. If I do, it might be like one short video because it is my birthday month and also a month that I like to take off from social media every year to recharge creatively, just take a break, try not to burn out or heal from burnout. And it's something I also recommend you trying out is just taking a break from social media or taking a break from pressuring yourself to share on social media and enjoy the things you like to do for yourself and not necessarily just to show it off. But with that being said, please share your comments down below, your opinions, maybe what you'd like to see from me next. And I will see you all next time. Bye everyone!